Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in this video today we're going to go ahead and talk about how to fix the armor coding system and how to make it truly a great system and really take the idea that 343 had and then make it perfect. Now, before we start off by critiquing the system, I think we need to establish the fact that this is a good idea inherently. I just think the execution of it is super poor, and it honestly comes off as just a way to make money and to do it in a selfish way. I think we also need to establish the fact that this game is going free to play and that they have to remake that money somehow, whether that be through overall game sales, through like the campaign or campaign expansions, or if that's through microtransactions. And honestly, I think that's the route that they're going to be going here. I personally think if it was up to 343, there would be no microtransactions and that the system would be a little bit different. However, I do think because it's a Microsoft-owned company and they want to make a big return on this investment, because Halo Infinite was supposedly the most expensive video game ever created up till this point. I think how it went down is Microsoft said, hey, we're going to be launching this multiplayer as free-to-play, as we saw, Apex Legends and Fortnite do really well from the free-to-play aspect, and that there was a really good way to monetize the game at that point. So they then handed the reins to 343 and said, hey, find a way to make it so we can recoup the money from making the game free to play. Do it however you want to do it. Just remember your lessons learned from last time with Halo 5, how people didn't like it when they took away armor and how they simplified it. I think this ultimately led 343 to take away the ability to customize your color so that way they could make a profit off that, and I inherently think that's a bad thing. The big issue is 343 still hasn't learned their lesson from Halo 5 as currently seen by this current situation. You are not going to make the players happy if you add something that's a really good idea by taking away something that's already existed and is already proven to work. Anyway, with all that corporate mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's go ahead and get into what we could do to fix this system before launch. I seriously think the first thing that they could do to really fix this system is just to talk to us about how the system works, and then go on an in-game, build of the game and show us how it works, applying these different coatings to the different armors and things like that. I feel like if they cleared up how it works and how it's actually going to look on some different Spartans, I feel like it could seriously change the whole perception of this system. The issue is we just don't know how this system works, and that's the biggest problem here. It's creating a bunch of negative speculation because we just can't know how it works. You can only type so well how a system works in a paragraph without actually showing us how it works, because the way it was wrote out and the way the questions were answered, it really just makes it more and more confusing for the average person like me to understand. Most people don't even understand how it works, and that's coming from the people who read this stuff, daily. The next big thing that they need to do, they need to tell us how many of these coatings there are going to be in the game, how many people who get the game free will get, how many coatings people who have, bought the game are going to get, and then how much a coating is going to cost in this item shop that they're planning on doing. Because if you're dropping coatings that's literally just a purple and gold, like the trash ass Monarch skin, dude, for $5, nobody's gonna want to buy that at all. I could not see myself buying it, and I love Halo. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And instead of going with such simple designs and selling those or having those as the promotionals, I want to see some really crazy things. I want to see a Master Chief Flood skin. You want to know how cool that'd be, dude? Shut up and take my money. I'll drop 15 on that easily. I want to see some Flood weapons. I want to see elites. I want to see some elite customization. I want to see some brutes if we get brutes. I want to see some really cool brute coatings and things like that. I want to see some really awesome unique things that are really going to grab my attention and hold it. These simple designs are not going to sell very well. These aren't going to sell well to the audience that they're trying to get from Apex Legends or Fortnite, because both of those games have some really unique styles that other games just aren't doing. I mean, Call of Duty has a marijuana, ghillie suit guy. We have got to get some really cool stuff, or it's just not going to sell and it's going to completely flop. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the coding system and how they can improve the coding system. If you guys have any suggestions down in the comments, try to stay away from the primary versus secondary addition to that. Ideally, we would all like that, but I really don't think it's going to happen as much as I want it to. But for overall improvements for the coding system, leave them down in the comments section. I'll go ahead and discuss it with you guys down there. I'm responding to all my comments. That's all I got for this video, guys. If you did enjoy us, drop a like. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are on the way to 250 subscribers. That's all I got for this video, guys. Stay hydrated.